A variable is something that can change. And in algebra, we would talk about variables like x and y, or z, or whatever. For instance, if we had a linear equation like y equals 2x plus 1, the variables would be x and y. X can take on different values. It can change, so it is variable. And when x changes, so does y. If x was 0 or 1, then y would be 1, or when x is 1, y would be 3. A discrete variable is one that is counted. Examples of discrete variables would be things like the number of students in a class, or the number of boys in a family, or the number of spots on a face of a die. So if we think about looking at a number line, discrete variables would take on values that occupy these whole number positions on the number line, these counted values. There wouldn't be any value in between these counting values that could possibly be a discrete variable value. We wouldn't have, say, 2.5 students in a class or such. A continuous variable is one that is measured. Examples of continuous variables would be things like height, weight, distance, or time. And when we measure things like this, looking again at a number line, a height could be 2.439 meters. Or a weight could be 5.178 kilos. And on out. So these values then, these measured values, can take on any value in a range. They are continuous. There is no break in the possible values that this continuous variable could acquire. A random variable is a variable whose value is determined by chance. Another way to say this is a numerical outcome of a random phenomenon. So let's do this. Let's take a variable like x, and let's let x equal the number of spots that lands face up when a die is rolled. So we can see that this is a discrete variable and is a random variable. So it is a discrete random variable. X could take on the value 1, x could take on the value 2, x could be 3, x could be 4, x could be 5, or x could be 6. And then each one of these values of the random variable would have an associated probability. The probability that x is equal 1 would be 1/6 for a balanced die. Same thing for the probability that x is equal to 2. That probability would be 1/6, and on out until we get to the probability that x is equal to 6, which would also be 1/6.